Civil engineers. If you've ever wondered what keeps those very long bridges from collapsing under the weight of all the heavy vehicles crossing them, a civil engineer would be able to answer your question. They design and supervise the construction of roads and bridges, airports, tunnels, water supply and sewage systems, and buildings.
Usually we go out and go drill a couple holes, grab some samples of the soils at any site that we've been asked to do. We'll take a look at laboratory testing that has determined the soil properties. So what recommendations are best for, our foundation recommendations are best for this site.
Like others in the field of engineering, civil engineers use the principles of math and science to find practical solutions to practical problems in ways that are economically feasible. Theirs is the oldest branch of engineering. Roads and bridges have been built for centuries.
If it's really gravelly or if you have a lot of fine materials like clays or silts, we'll want to know that. With clays, we want to know how expansive it is or if it's not expansive.
Many civil engineers hold supervisory or administrative positions, and their duties can be quite diverse in scope. They may work in specialized areas relating to water resources, environmental pollution, or transportation. More than 40% of all civil engineers work for government agencies, either at the federal, state, or local levels. Another 40% are employed in firms that provide engineering consulting services, primarily developing designs for new construction projects. The construction industry, public utilities, transportation, and manufacturing industries employ most of the other 20%.
An engineer in my field may also do more structurally oriented, where they design the buildings, work with the architects, work with the mechanical people, and also might get involved more with the roadway designs, what is actually needed, turns, and work with surveying and that type of stuff.
Civil engineers are usually found working near major industrial and commercial centers, often in construction zones. Some projects are located in remote areas or even in foreign countries. Although they spend some time in their office reviewing and analyzing data and writing reports, very often their work takes them out into the field. This is an appealing aspect of the job for many who can't see themselves working indoors all the time.
You do a lot of the lab work, you go out in the field and do that type of thing, so you get a good feel of the background information that you're going to be looking at for your recommendations.
The educational path for civil engineers is much the same as the other engineering professions. Entry-level jobs generally require a bachelor's degree from an accredited engineering program. Admissions requirements include good grades in high school courses in advanced mathematics and the physical sciences.
Find somebody that's in that field, talk to them, maybe if you can, visit them at work, go through some of their duties with them, and see if that's what you really want to do.
Opportunities for employment should be relatively favorable in the future. Spurred by general population growth and an expanding economy, more civil engineers will be needed to design and construct higher capacity transportation, water supply, and pollution control systems, large buildings and building complexes, and to repair or replace existing roads and bridges. Typical job duties might include designing a banked curve on a new highway, building a bridge over a former railroad crossing, designing a pollution control system for a power plant, and evaluating soil compaction for a parking garage. Earnings generally range between $31,000 per year for entry-level positions and $60,000 per year or more for supervisors and managers. The recommended education includes a bachelor's degree in civil engineering. A master's degree is required by some employers. Plan to participate in continuing education, especially in emerging technologies. The job outlook is generally good. This is the result of a growing population and a stimulated economy. Most job openings will result from the need to replace engineers who transfer to other professions or leave the labor force. For additional information, write to the American Society of Civil Engineers, 345 East 47th Street, New York, New York 10017.